let me provide a little perspective. Last year, early in the year, late in 2006, early 2007, we announced that we plan to sell through to consumers on a worldwide basis 14.5 million units of Wii hardware, which was a staggering number, a number that no first-year system had ever done. We've since gone back to revise that number twice, and we're now projecting that we're going to do 17.5 million units, a dramatically large number. We've also announced that we have a run rate of manufacturing of 1.8 million units a month. Again, a staggering number. The issue is that the demand exceeds all of that supply. And even though 2 weeks ago we had our best sales week ever here in the Americas, this past week we surpassed that dramatically. And so we're putting more and more units into the marketplace, but the more we put in, the more we sell through. And so at this point, we're literally trying to catch up to that demand. And there are a lot of conspiracy theories that somehow this is planned. And in my view, it is the worst thing we can do to disappoint consumers during the holiday season.
You have a warehouse somewhere where you're stashing these things and then putting them up on eBay, right?
It is absolutely the worst thing we could do because, as I said earlier, we're trying to reach beyond the typical gaming audience. A consumer who's 40, 50 years old, who is interested in the Wii but isn't a passionate gamer, they're not going to sleep out overnight at a store. They're not going to keep going back to retailers 4, 5, 6 times. It really is a missed opportunity if we're not able to satisfy that demand, which is why we're working so hard with our retailers to have a regular flow of hardware so that all consumers who want a Wii can find one this holiday. We've sold over 13 million units on a worldwide basis. We just celebrated our first-year anniversary here in the Americas last week. We haven't even reached a full first year in Japan or in Europe. And so I think at this point, even our competitors aren't saying that it's a fad. What they're hoping is that somehow we never catch up to that demand and it continues to give them some opportunity. But at this point, it really is all about bringing better and better experiences to the consumer. And as we do that, the demand just continues to rise. What we've seen with the Wii, excuse me, is consumers in their 50s, 60s, 70s, consumers in retirement homes, consumers on cruise ships. We've dramatically broadened the audience for gaming. And these consumers are enjoying not only Wii Sports, but games like Wii Play and Big Brain Academy, a wide swatch of games. Now they're enjoying Guitar Hero from Activision, a third-party published game. So that breadth of audience really has spurred new life. And is part why today the Wii is on the fastest track of installed base of any home console. In the home console space, for us, it really is continuing to bring wow experiences to the consumer, whether they're core or expanded audience. For the core consumer, we have games like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. From our own library of games that we'll be launching next year, which will continue to drive our success. And then we also have this highly innovative game called Wii Fit, which uses a board that you stand on to manipulate what's going on the screen. And you're able to do stretching exercises, Pilates, there's aerobics, strength exercises. It's phenomenal. And we've showed this to a number of independent developers for ways that they can think about using this board, everything from skiing games to other balance type of activity. I've used the example of imagine holding this Wii remote, playing a tennis game where you're physically moving, shifting your weight from one foot to the other as part of the swinging motion. All of this is possible. That's a common fallacy, if you will, when people look at our strategy, because they force it to be an either-or decision. For us, it's both. We still have games, Legend of Zelda, Metroid Prime 3, games from third-party publishers, which are right after that core game. What we've been able to do is add incrementally to that with games that attract older consumers, female consumers, a much wider part of the population, to really drive this large gathering of consumers who desperately want to find a Wii. In terms of the internet channel, again, you have to step back and recognize Nintendo, worldwide company. We have 30% of our business in Europe, another 40%, 35% in Japan. Many of these countries don't have regular access to the internet, don't have a computer at home. And so our thinking in providing the internet channel was to make that gateway available through our system, easy, low cost, and again, to utilize the Wii Remote. So it really is a great demonstration of our approach of making it easy for the consumer to interact with the remote, engage in a positive experience, and have that lead to a future in gaming. First, recently it was revealed that in this fourth calendar quarter, there are over 85 titles, third-party titles coming for the Wii. Less than half of that number for either of our two competitive platforms. So certainly third-party publishers see the opportunity and are rushing to get content into the marketplace. In terms of exclusives, there are over 20 exclusives for the Wii this fourth quarter. Again, you could combine the numbers for our competitors and it wouldn't add up to the total number of exclusives coming for the Wii. The third fact I put out there is if you look at the total number of software titles sold here in the United States, there's more software being sold on our platform in absolute terms than for our competitors. So, you know, I think that Microsoft in this case is using numbers to try and tell a story they want to tell, but the fact is we are dramatically reshaping the entertainment and gaming industry today. Flex is the fact that we are speaking to a much wider audience. And let's put the numbers in perspective. Here in the United States, the average consumer who owns a Wii hardware has bought about 3.4 additional pieces of software. And that's in addition to the copy of Wii Sports that comes with every system. That's exactly comparable to where PS2, for example, was at this point in their life, when they had been in the market for less than a year. 3.4 games per console is also the exact number that PS3 is having at this point in their life. So our numbers are robust, they're quite healthy, and they're growing. So from our standpoint, that's the key measure of success. We're selling more hardware and we're selling more software.
Is there an opportunity